Right, the way our game currently plays, once we clear out all the enemies, right, the game is just over, and there's nothing left to do here. So what I want to do in this video is show how we can add levels to the game, where we have each time we clear out a wave of enemies, a new fleet will come in for us to clear, and then we'll even look at how we can maybe increase the difficulty as we progress through the levels. So let me close this out and move myself, and let's start looking at the code. So, all right. One of the first things we can do is, let's look at, we have this enemies list. This is our fleet, our sprite group, and sprite groups have a length. So it's really easy to check to see if we've actually cleared out all the enemies. So all I have to do is say if len enemies is equal to 0, then we know we've killed everyone. And so we have this function called start level, which creates a fleet and then creates a lasers and bomb list. So let's just that right here, and then we'll see what happens. Now, when I play the game, let's see, clear it out. And every time I clear out a wave, a new batch of enemies should show up. And let's just make sure this keeps working. Okay, so this will go forever at this point. So now, now that we're doing that, why not actually assign a level, keep track of what level number we're on, and then maybe we can use that number later to alter the difficulty. So I need a place to keep track of that, and I guess the player is the one who has statistics like score. So I'm just going to add a new line right here. And we're going to add another attribute to the player called level. And the player starts out on level 1. And then I can add a line here that says player.level plus equals 1. And so every time we clear it out, we're going to increase the player's level stat. And we're not doing anything graphical with statistics yet, so I'm just going to go into the start level function, and this line is going to be very temporary. We won't want this much longer, but I'm just going to say print player.level. And so this is solely here. We'll watch in the shell and make sure that the level is increasing the way we think it is. So, all right, so we're on level 1. We can see that we have a 1 over there. So let's start killing guys off. One more got to go. And looks like it worked because I got my 130 points and it advanced to level 2. So let's go to level 3. And we're on level 4 now, and everything seems to be working great. But the one thing that's going on now is every level's identical, and this is pretty easy anyway. So let's see if we can look at a way to change the difficulty as we advance through the levels. So one thing to do is let's think about this start level function, and maybe we can do something like change the formation as we go through different levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this block of code a couple times. And so let's say if player.level is equal to 1, let's just not do any hard enemies. Okay, we'll only do the little basic enemies, and we'll take them out. And let me tab this over. And then I can say elif player.level equals 2. And so maybe this time we'll do the fleet with 5 enemies, and we have the 3 easy ones and then the 2 harder ones. And then we could say elif player level is equal to 3. And how about this time? Just for something to be different, we'll just go and we'll make everybody one of the hard enemies or something like that. Okay. Do what you want here. This is not particularly creative. I'm just trying to proof of concept. And so let's see how this plays out. Easy. And now it's going to be harder. Okay. Now, something's going on right now. What you're seeing here is the level increasing because I only coded 3 levels into my game. And now it's right here. And since after level 3, we never put any more enemies into the formation. We're just constantly stuck with 0 enemies, and so the level just increases and we keep restarting, and we're just kind of in a loop here. So let's kill that. And at this point, we're kind of in a little bit of you have to start thinking about the end goal of your game. So is it going to be an infinite level sort of game where it just gets harder and harder, or is there going to be some kind of final level, maybe with a boss or something like that? And I'm not sure where I stand on that yet. So I'm just going to make mine play infinitely. And the way I'm going to do that is I'll just change this last one to greater than or equal to 3. And obviously you can do as many formations and levels as you want, but I'm going to go ahead and make the last one say greater than or equal to. So once I get to the final level, we'll just keep playing that one over and over again. And that's for now. So we'll just confirm that it works. And we should see the same thing again, and we're on level 4, so all right. And just by the way, we still haven't dealt with any kind of end stage for when the ship goes. That's another topic. All right, one last thing we can look at. So we can see we can maybe alter the difficulty by changing the formation and adding different types of enemies into it. But another thing we could do is, so we could look in the fleet class, and maybe we could do something like change the speed at which the enemies shoot. So we've got this bomb rate, and it was 3 earlier. I'm going to lower it to 2. And then I'm going to go down here and just add player.level. And so when the game starts and you're on level 1, well, 2 plus 1 is 3, and it'll be shooting exactly the same rate as before, right? We're picking a number from 1 to 120, and anytime the number is 0 or 1 or 2, it'll drop a bomb. But now, every time we advance a level, the bomb rate will, the effective bomb rate will just increase a little bit because we're allowing larger and larger random numbers to result in a bomb drop. And this equation is very simple. You could definitely modify this if it's increasing too fast, maybe multiply this by some kind of a fraction or something until it feels right. But what we should do is we should, as we play this game, start to see the bomb frequency increase as we progress through levels. So let's kind of, it's random, so it's hard to tell totally. So, okay. Let's see how this works. And I think that's getting harder. Okay. Now, at this point, it's getting, it's potentially getting kind of ridiculous. So I'm having a hard time getting under there. You'll see. We'll let the next one just play for a little bit. Okay, so maybe I'm on level 9, and maybe I think it's increasing too fast right now. Just one more thing, right, with this equation. I'm really only trying to show you how you can incorporate the player level into the equation somehow. But, who knows? Maybe we want to go something like, we'll multiply it by 0.75 or something like that. And what this will do is make it, increase just at a slightly slower rate. I'm not going to play it out here, but you'll see that, or maybe we can make it go half the player level or something like that. So this is just, this would be a number to play with as you are experimenting with the playability of your game. And, certainly if you're creative, you can do something more elaborate than this with your bomb dropping formula. Just trying to throw an idea out there. All right. So that's it. And in the next video, we'll look at getting these statistics actually up on the screen rather than just printed on the side.